So I hit the gas and I took off. And at this point, it was just kind of hard for me to remember anything at this point because all I remember is just taking off from that point, and then the rest is just not clear to me. I'm going. I have like bits and pieces of remembrance of where the cops would get next to me, and I'm just seeing them, and I'm just in my head I'm having all these thoughts going on that I'm not gonna make it out of this alive. And you know I'm literally just running for my life at this point, and that's literally how I was feeling. um it was a dark road, these cops, so I'm just going. I only have visions of the drive going in and out. That's really literally all I remember. And the cops would get next to me, and I'm just just out of it. So at this point, I'm gonna tell you guys what I remember. And so I'm going, driving down the road, and then all of a sudden I remember coming back to like senses and seeing a cop car like right in front of me. But this time, like it feels like I'm going directly into the back of this cop car, and that's when I'm realizing it. So I'm whoa, I'm coming back to like my senses, and like boom, hit a cop car. I'm like, oh my goodness. In my head, I'm like, yo, this is a movie. What is going on? This is ridiculous. Boom, hit a cop car. That's crazy. Like, in and of itself, imagine running into the back of a cop car, and you come into realization out of your fear, and you're realizing like, oh my goodness, this is reality. Like, this is not a dream. Like, this is real. And for this isn't funny, but in a way it's like I'm in some Grand Theft Auto, like I'm in a real GTA situation. I run into the back of a cop car, boom, and another cop car runs into the back of me, boom, and I'm like, yo, tell me this is it. Like, I'm trying to leave. Like, I'm like, no, this is not what's going on right now. Like, this is not what's going on. Like, there's no way that this is going on right now. Boom, cop car hits me. I'm like, I see my hood fly up. Like you driving, like I see my hood go up. And I'm like, I see cops getting out the car, guns. I'm just, oh my goodness. Like, so I stepped on the gas and kept going again, because I'm not gonna die. Like, this is what my mind is. Like, I'm not about to die right now, you know? And, I can kind of laugh and joke about it, but it's really not funny, because I'm really in this situation, just remembering this as we speak right now. Like, that fear is coming on me, like, oh my goodness, So, swerve off. Boom. I'm driving with the hood of my car up. I do not know. It's only by God that I am still here today. I am driving with my hood up. I cannot even see where I'm going. How am I alive? Like, what? Like, what? Driving with the hood up on my car. Not even seeing the road. So that fear, I remember, like, that fear. I'm literally driving. I'm stepping on the brake's not working. Like, I don't know. I'm just driving. So I remember just not even seeing where I'm going. Like, I could have went off the road. A lot could have happened. They could have, a lot could have happened now that I'm thinking back on it. But I'm just driving. I'm just trying not to die right now. So I remember driving, and I guess I was still on the road somehow, some way. And the car starts, and I hear the cops coming. And, they get out of the car. I'm trying. And, this part is kind of hard for me to speak. But now I'm sitting in the car. The car has stopped. It's no longer moving. Like, I literally drove the car until it couldn't move anymore. Okay, I'm on the road. These cops come up. I hear them yelling already. Get out of the car! Get up! Typical situation. Like, get out of the car! They come up. They got I don't know, their little thing to break windows. So they came up. Boom! One window opens. Boom! Another window breaks. Boom! All 4 of my windows are broken. It felt like some tactical, I couldn't even describe it. You just imagine all the glass just coming in all at one time. And, I see a gun, a straight gun from this officer right here. So I'm sitting in the car and there's a gun right here. Okay. So I don't really have to describe how scared I still was at this point. This point, I'm literally about to pass out. Okay. Literally about to pass out. And I look over and there's another gun. Double action. 2 guns. Okay. I look to the back, look these ways, there's 2 more guns. Okay, so, if I could describe this to anyone, this is, you never want to be in a situation like this, ever. Especially as a young Black man, this feeling is is real. It's real. And so I'm thinking I'm gonna die, and I'm froze at this point. I hear this officer saying, "Get out of the car." This officer to the right is saying, "Let me see your hands." I'm trying to think at this point because I'm like, okay, look, I'm obeying. Look, so one saying, "Get out the car," I'm reaching for the seatbelt. One saying, "Let me see your hands." So I'm putting it back on the steering wheel. Seatbelt, steering wheel, seatbelt, steering wheel, seatbelt, steering wheel. I hear them both saying, "Get out of the car right now," with a gun, and I'm reaching for my seatbelt. Let me see your hands. Back on the steering wheel. I'm not. So at this point, I did this literally for it felt like a minute. It literally felt like a minute of back and forth. Okay. I am not trying to die right now. Okay. At this point, I'm just like, you know what? The best thing for me to do is to just put my hands on the steering wheel. So I'm going to just put my hands on the steering wheel and just so they both can see, because I am not getting shot. I know if I make one sudden movement, he reached for his gun. This is what it feels like. So I'm reaching for hands on the steering wheel. At this point, they're going to have to drag me out this car because I'm putting my hands on the steering wheel. I'm not going to do nothing. Okay. So boom, the officer right here on the left, on the driver's side, comes in, boom, breaks the window all open, starts pulling me out. My seatbelt's still on. He starts pulling me out of the window, not the door, the window. Okay, he starts pulling me, so I'm coming out the window like this. I'm on the window. I'm all like this, hands still on the steering wheel, because I just don't know. At this point, I'm being led by God. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like I'm about to die right now. So if they undid the seatbelt, and then they start pulling me out of the driver's side door, and at this point, I felt the officer literally, boom, I'm talking pickup, boom, hit my head. I hit my head, my whole left side of my head on the concrete, the street, boom, blackout at this point. And I was there, I was conscious, but I couldn't feel any pain. And this is the part where I seriously feel like God did it for me. I felt like God did this for me. I felt him I literally couldn't feel any pain when he slammed me on the ground. Maybe it was the adrenaline. You could say it was the adrenaline, but I know what I felt. He threw me on the ground, and I could feel what was going, I could feel what was going, I could hear what was going on. But I couldn't move. My body was just so I felt them. I'm on the ground, and I feel them tase me, right in the back, right in my back, and my whole body, they were tasing me. I felt it. They were tasing me for like, it felt like 30 seconds to a minute, like just continue, like, and then they're telling me to put my arms behind my back, and he's got his knees on my arm, and, you know, so I can't really like move my arm. I can't really do anything, and my body's just like, not, I'm just laying there at this point, and, you know, they arrest me, and, you know, at this point I could feel like my eyes were closed, and I could just see like a bright light, but it was just bright. Like I was visioning just bright. It was just a bright light, just bright. I can't describe, not like any other color light. It was just a bright light, and I felt peace. Like I could hear what was going on, but I could also hear like, it felt like chirping, like birds chirping. It felt like I could hear, you know, the wind blowing. I could hear birds chirping. I could hear the wind blowing, like just a pleasant sound. And what I could feel, like I felt cool. Like I felt like at a perfect temperature. Like I can't describe it. Like I felt at a perfect temperature. And, you know, I believe I felt like I had an out of body experience. Like I could hear everything that was going on, but my eyes are closed, and I'm just in, like, I had an out of body experience, and I couldn't feel anything that was going on, and so I'm arrested. So I know I'm arrested, but I had an out of body experience. I really can't explain it better than that. And I can hear the officer. I can hear them, you know, saying like, "Oh, he didn't have anything in the car." Like they were searching through my car. They tore my car apart. He didn't have anything in there. And one officer's like, "No, nothing." And they're searching through my wallet. He's like, "Oh, he goes to UTSA? Why did he run?" Like, and they were trying to figure out like what was going on, because they didn't find anything. You know, I'm not, you know, they probably thought that, you know, for me running, they were gonna find all types of stuff in the car. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was honestly just the fear that took over. And, you know, even, you know, and, you know, this is where I'm going to do another good stopping point, you know, but I do feel like more videos are going to come more frequently. But, you know, I have to tell y'all this. I think this is a good ending point. I felt the Holy Spirit. You know, I recently, you know, I was doing some work up in Bernie, and I recently felt I had a encounter that inspired me to get back on this video and do this video right now, because fear came in. Fear just in general, you know, I'm preaching, you know, I'm doing words, I'm going out having Bible studies, and all these pressures, this stuff actually happens. Powers, principalities, they come up against you. The word is living. This stuff will happen in your life, especially if you're helping out others and trying to inspire others and along your walk. The devil, it happened, but he has no power. But fear rose up against me, and you know, God had told me do the video. He kept reminding me, I got people at work reminding me to do the video. I got, you know, like, and everyone's waiting on this testimony, and you know, but fear rose up, and you know, I felt like, you know, why am I doing this video? You know, what are people gonna think about me? You know, what's gonna happen? What am I gonna do? Like, you know, all this stuff just rose. But you know what? God is in control. And what I can say is, you know, fear rose up, and it did hold me back from making this video, even though God was pushing me to do it. Kept making excuses, but I know this is at a perfect time. If you watch this video, it was not by accident. Do not be fearful. Don't let fear overtake you and stop you from what God has for you. Because just like me, you know, that fear rose up. And then, you know, I saw a video of my friend getting pulled over. And on my way to Bernie, God is telling me, you're going to get pulled over. But in my head, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really, you know, I didn't really at the time understand until I was on the way back and the red and blue lights came on. And I'm like, I remember what immediately. See, that's the thing about when God tells you something, he puts it back in your head. You have reference, like it'll all click, and you will have no question. Literally, I'm driving. He's like, and the remembrance coming back to my head, like, oh, you were gonna get pulled over, and then the video that I saw of my friend getting pulled over, like it literally all clicked. So the officer pulls me over. You know, I see 3 squad cars pull up. I'm having that same fear because small town. I'm having that same exact fear that I had. And and at this point in my life, and I'm just like, wow, like it's all coming back, and I'm literally about to faint. So the officer comes up. I immediately tell the officer, you know, he's like, you're going over the speed limit. You didn't use the turn signal. But it felt like they pulled me over immediately after I came out of my job. You know, it felt like it. So I felt some type of way, but that could very well not be. But it felt, I have had that feeling again. And so I tell the officer, he comes up, I'm scared. You know, I tell him I'm scared, I have experience that. So if I look nervous at this moment, it is, that is exactly what is going on. I'm just nervous and I'm scared. Okay. Because, it's a lot. And I told him, as you can understand, there's a lot going on, so I had that fear again, and that let me know the legitimacy. So I feel, it is real. Young Black men, we have this extra fear that a lot of people don't experience. And it's not making an excuse, for us, but at the same time, it's the reality of the situation. So, I'm telling him, he senses my fear. So, but another officer comes over and starts, he has on his hat, and he's like, what are you doing up here? So I have my girlfriend on the phone. He's like, what are you doing up here in Birmingham? And, like just questioning me, like, you don't have anything illegal in the car, that my dogs will sniff out. And I'm just like, you know what I mean? Just like, why? Like, why? Like, I just told you I got on, this is my second job. Like, I work 2 jobs. Like, why? But I just answered him, and, but I had that fear again. And I believe, I called, when they went back to the car, I called on God. Please, 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 please help me. Please take over the situation. I'm calling on his name, and officer comes back, gives me 2 warnings, and sends me on my way, So, but that fear I had, and fear holds you back. Fear to get on here to do the video. That same fear I had with the officer when God was still in control. It wasn't your time yet. And then I'm reading early in the Bible, when Jesus would do things, when he would expose the hypocrites, when he would do things like that, the Pharisees and Sadducees, when they would come to try to test him, he would expose them. And, sometimes when they wanted to do stuff to him, it wasn't his time yet. It wasn't his time to go yet, until God allowed it to happen. God is in control, and I fear no one. And, I fear no one except him and the power of his might. So, I just really wanted to get on here and just say, don't be fearful. If God is calling on you to do something, do it. If God is leading you, even if you don't know, get in prayer, ask him for your purpose, ask him for your mission, because this narrow path is not easy. Making videos like this is not easy. Doing music that, isn't the mainstream music is not easy. But he never told us, our Savior never told us that this walk would be easy. He never gave us false hope. This walk is not easy. You're not going to be popular to everyone else, but it's okay, because I know what my goal is to have my name written in the Lamb's Book of Life. I'm not perfect. I've learned from great wisdom that, you know, your life is the process of you getting closer to God, of your growth, because he had his hand on you before you even knew him. He knew you before you knew him. So before, when I was out doing my thing, I was still his son. And I got to this point, and I'm only gonna move forward with him. And it comes with more obstacles, more experiences, more opportunities for growth, because everything, he's in control of everything. So I can't wait for the next part of this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you thumbs up, give it a like, and I hope it blessed you. But do not fear. Do not fear. God is with us. Everything in the world can appear, but God is in control, and we're going to come out of it. God bless y'all.